Say yes to new beginnings.
Yes.
Say yes to new standards of excellence.
Yes.
Say yes to engaging reportage with a difference.
Yes.
Introducing Yes International Magazine.
So far, how would you describe life, in Imo State? How are you enjoying it?
Right.
Are you enjoying Owerri? I remember the last time we came for the NGA. How are you enjoying
Yes.
Imo?
Imo is a beautiful place, despite what it is that's going on. And sometimes people just try to point fingers to say, oh, it's a killing field, it's this, it's that, it's that. You have unrest in other parts of the country. And I just think that people should look on the positive side of things. You came to Imo just as some other senior editors came. You had a wonderful time. I remember going down, I had to take him somewhere where he took the real native soup as it is. So we're just here, you know where you go, you know what you're doing. For those who keep late nights, they know how they move around. But I just think life is just going on normally, and people are just going about their jobs.
Okay. Now, you read mass communication. But what exactly got you interested in broadcasting or broadcast journalism? I mean, you could have...
Well, journalism found me. No, I probably wouldn't have been good at some other things that if I delved into something else away from broadcasting, wouldn't have been possible, because I grew up with a father who would make you watch the network news at 9. Those days, you listen to the radio, and I was so fascinated about people talking from a box. I was wondering, how can people be talking from a box? I was a very inquisitive child. I'm still inquisitive anyway. So I used to ask questions, then I would read the newspapers. My father would make you watch TV and tell him exactly what happened on the news at night. So all of that continued. I became so enthralled, a lot of books piqued my interest. As this is, when I pick up a book, I want to read, I want to know what it is, I'm getting new words, I'm writing them down, I'm going into the dictionary to check out what those words meant. So when the time came, I just said to myself, look, this is what I want to be. I want to be a journalist. I remember at 15 telling my father that that's what I want to be. And my father looked at me, what's she talking about? He had an idea what he wanted. He wanted me to be a lawyer. I will still go to read law anyway. Then I said to him, this is what I want to be. So there were issues of, oh, this is what happens to women who are journalists or broadcasters and that. I don't want to go into all of that. Well, I said to him, this is what I'm going to do. But I know that today he looks back with pride to say, thank God that I let her. And my family, they all support me in what it is that I do. So right from that tender age, I watched the likes of Mrs. Bimbo Roberts those days, who now became Bimbo Louis. I watched the likes of the very senior brigade when we talk about broadcasting, Sene Orwell Brown, Ruth Benemesia. As a kid, I used to watch them, and I was so fascinated about those people, and that was how the interest came. So when the opportunity came, I just said, look, grab it, and I put my all into it. Today, it's paying off. Many people will begin to see the glory. The congratulations that I've gotten over time, I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know how to react. But some will just see this glory. They have no idea what the story has been. It's been from one to the other. It's been bittersweet memories. There were times that I cried and all of that. Some of you know some of the things that have happened to me. But in all of it, I just said to myself, you've got to move on, because there's somewhere that you're going.
So what were some of the challenges that you faced you were starting out?
In the course of the job, challenges. Do I want to see them as challenges? I just saw those things as those little stumbling blocks that you meet in the course of your journey, and it's everywhere. People need to understand. Young people need to understand now that life is not on a straight line. It's not possible. There are curves, there are turns, there are potholes that you're going to meet along the way. So, what would I say? People looked at the profession as the place where the men hold sway. And I said, no, that's not going to be. So there were opportunities that came up, and people just said, okay, this is a lady. She won't be able to do the job. And I said to them, no, that's not how it works. We all went to school. We all have our brains. No one says, look, because you're a girl, you're going to be in school for 4 years. The guys will be in school for 6 years. Everybody went to school. and people who read same courses, they stayed same year, whatever institution that you find or found yourself in. So for me, there were people who would not want you to go far on the job. Some would come to say to you, you did this like this, you did that like that. Some come to criticize you, even some of your bosses, they come to criticize or critique you. At that point, at that very tender age, I said to myself, I will pick the things that I know are peculiar to me, because some of the things that they say will be the truth. They will tell you the truth. At the time that I was growing up in the business, there were elderly people or senior people in the job who will actually tell you the truth. I remember when I was on radio, I was anchoring a program, and Charles Amazodo, many know him, the sports caster. He
Yeah.
was listening at home. I don't know what I did. I think I messed up in the course of that presentation. When I came out, my phone was ringing, and Charles said to me, what was that rubbish that you did? You know, today you cannot say that to some of these young people. He said that to me. And I said, okay, bros, thank you. I'll go back and do something about it. And I went back, I changed things, program continued. He commended me in subsequent editions. And there were other persons also, the likes of Madame Veronica Osawere. That's a woman who will tell it to you the way it is for those who experience that. She said to me, there's so much authority in your voice, Ify. You need to put a smile in your voice. I'm like, ma'am, how do I put a, do I just start laughing when I'm on air? She says, no, but there's a way it will happen. When you do it, tone down the way you talk, put a smile when you have to, but don't think it. Every time I present, I go back to her, man, am I getting there? She says, you don't need to come to ask me. I'm listening to you. When you get there, I'll let you know. So those were some of the things that I had to face. Some of them were good. Some of them would have just damaged you as you were growing on the job. But I didn't let all of this